I made a choice with you, V. I made a choice. I chose you. All right. And what that means is I take all that comes with that. I don't half-ass things. So any more of this, it's my mess, I'll clean it up stuff? No, it's our mess. It's your mind. Okay? You don't do anything alone anymore. You got a problem, we'll fix it. If we can't, we'll get help. Okay?
No, honey, the idea of being married to you has never been something I've been opposed to. I don't want you to feel that way.
I don't know, I just felt like the last time we talked about marriage, we were both kind of like, nah.
I mean, yeah. But that was a few months ago.
Yeah, it was.
Is that something you want?
With you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was something that you wanted. Like, actually, genuinely wanted.
Talked to him last night, actually.
Where?
Before I met up with you. He told me not to propose to you. It was a bad idea.
Why?
Because you thought I was against marriage, but Veronica, I want to marry you. I want you to be my wife. I want to be your husband. I intend on being with you until I physically can no longer. Okay?
Yeah.
Will you marry me?
Absolutely amazing.
Okay. Thank God. I was really
Did you have
nervous.
a moment of thinking I was going to say,
I love you.
it's a good love.
I've been fighting saying it, hanging up the phone the last couple of days, so I felt like it was the time.
I got good news for you, Mason.
Yeah.
I love you too.
Mm.
No, love. Dramatic. Dramatic. Dramatic would be Veronica walking up to the clubhouse and just starting shit to start shit. Running over a couple of coyotes. This is not dramatic. Hold on. Sophie is doing the best she can. I did roll this morning. It was a 6, so she did remember to take her meds. At least she's not blowing stuff up. You want more drama? What the fuck, dude? Veronica ran into Faraday at Mosley's earlier when Faraday was with Marty, and Marty texted me, "You okay? You looked pissed off earlier." And B's like, "Yeah, I'm good." She didn't use the word peachy because you don't have to deal with it. That's toxic, man. V might yap with Wade later. She did briefly talk with him, saying that she cannot stand being around Faraday right now. And that she can't trust herself not to rip her head off, basically.
Start using your car for club jobs, and at which point you're gonna have to pay Nick club growlers as well.
Okay. Ivy.
Hey, Marty. Hey, Mason.
Maybe. Just telling Marty to paint his bike.
Oh, yeah, the wheels.
Yeah.
I think you meant to do that weeks ago, too.
It's road captain things.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, it is.
No, you're right. No, you're 100% right. Good. Good. Thank you for keeping me in check.
Why are you still here?
Yes, sir.
Bye, Marty.
Right. I'll be back. Hey, who's that dude that you were with at the Mosley's?
Link?
See, I knew it.
Oh?
That's what we thought. That's what we thought, and like I was just like, no, that doesn't. It's because he wasn't wearing the hat.
You want to take me to apartments?
Yeah, I can. Is your bike parked there? Is that?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make one thing very clear. I do not want to talk to her. I don't even want to be in the same room as her if I don't have to be.
Fine by me. He is in the house, so.
I can't trust my temper right now. So.
Okay. Did you pick up a new turbo for your bike?
I did.
Gotcha.
Do you still want me grabbing your dues out of the safe at the house?
Is it fucked up of me to say yes?
No. Just wanting to want me still there.
Yeah. because I'll probably forget.
Just, make sure you put money back in if you can.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my clean cash from Duke. I gotta talk to him.
People are gonna suss that something's wrong way before chapter, right?
And if they do, they do. But I mean, we don't owe them shit.
Yeah, maybe that's up. His already texted me saying that you looked pissed off at Mosley's earlier, so. Well, you being me. But
I figured as much.
I'm not really good at masking when I'm mad, Mason.
Yeah, and I'm aware. Yeah, I don't really know what to say to that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
Don't love you any less.
I'd understand if you did.
I don't.
All right. Well, I'll see you back at the clubhouse.
Yeah. Anyway, see, for V, it's like, it's those little things, right? That,
Yeah, but I just need to speak to Winston.
damn.
She around.
It's those little things that V does that she's like, would someone else do that for him? Is what she... Hi, Peach.
Hey. Hey. Do you know I can rent a boat?
I don't think there is boat rental, Peach.
Why? Then how am I supposed to get a boat?
I don't know. You can buy one.
Buy a boat? How much does that cost?
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh my god. Jeez.
You're a cop. You make a lot of money.
Okay, I also spend a lot of money. You know how much a yacht is gonna cost me?
Oh yeah, you
No.
need to get one of those to keep up with
Okay.
criminal cars.
Right? Oh, jeez.
Chasing an S plus. Channel 2, but they just need L1.
I love Peach.
But there is multiple.
I love Peach, man. But yeah, we might get a V and Wade Yap session today. It's probably gonna make Wade hate Mason more. But right now, within the club, there are 3 people that V can talk to. At the very least. She knows Lane, she knows Wade, and she's gonna go for Wade because Wally's out of town. So I'm pretty sure Wally went with Raina on her trip. So Wade's really the top one, and usually she'd go to Duke, but she does not want to. You're fucking kidding me. That wasn't even my fault. That wasn't even my fault. Fucking. Ow! That wasn't even my fault. Oh, is the local guy to kneel down and check on her. And you know who's gonna find her. You know beyond a shadow of a doubt who's gonna find her. But he's not even gonna argue if he impounds her bike. Countdown to Mason finding her. Oh, nope, it's Waden Lane. Can I just start murdering locals?
You know what?
Can I just start murdering locals? I don't even know how to explain what happened.
You just,
I
I know the explanation to it, V. It's just, it was.
I see
It
a
was you,
crash
right?
bike. I didn't see you. I see a crash bike. I go, we gotta circle around. There's gotta be somebody down here.
She's like, not ours.
Probably
Nope,
V.
is ours. Take her to the clubhouse, and if EMS can come, just like help her up over there.
Okay, okay.
I wasn't driving dangerously or anything.
Okay,
Wade.
okay. How long were you there though?
Like-
That's what I want to know.
3 minutes.
Okay, good. So not super long.
This fucking green local car just turned out of nowhere. And it's like I was trying to go around it, and it was like, no, bitch, I'm gonna cut you off and slam you like into the wall.
Well, at least we found you. Good timing.
Well, I knew someone would find me. Just dropped Mason off at the apartment so he could get his bike. So it's like,
Yeah,
either he's gonna find me, or well, I was really hoping it wouldn't be Faraday that found me, so got lucky on that one.
Yeah. Let's get you on the ground and then call 911.
Yeah,
We'll get to see the cops.
I'll call
yeah,
911.
because EMS is still
Thank you.
scared of us.
Of course they are. They should be.
Did you see the docket?
I did. Yeah, I did see that. Makes me really happy.
Made my
Makes me
week.
very joyful.
Okay, I have 911. We'll see what's up. I'm gonna go. Do nothing. We don't need anything.
Okay, I'm gonna go change. We need a car.
That. I'll be back, V.
Okay. You know what? I'm glad it was Wade and Lane that found her. I'm like, V's not gonna sugarcoat it. She's like, nah, I don't want to see that bitch. Fuck that. Oh my
What the fuck happened?
god.
What happened?
Local.
Okay. Okay.
This so hard. Oh, he's not wearing his ring on his finger either. He's wearing it on a chain. Because if he's wearing the bandana on his arm, he's not
You're
wearing
gonna
it.
wait here with her. We have a job to do.
EMS en route.
Sick.
Yeah, if he's wearing the bandana on his arm, he's not.
I'll wait with you.
Thank you. Yeah, it wasn't even my fault. A local cut me off, and I went flying into the wall of the liquor store.
classic.
I figured someone would find me. My money was on you, but
Would have been had Marty just instead let me go to the bank. I'm gonna fix my bike. It's
cool. Okay. Oh, I thought you were leaving. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
no, it was just awkward.
Fixing your bike, yeah. So, I thought I saw Faraday leave with Marty.
No.
V's kind of like, you wearing your ring on a necklace is definitely not going to give her some kind of ideas. Not a good look after last night. I'm like, I wonder, did Lane... Did Lane text him after seeing Faraday on the back of Mason's bike? Hi! A local yeeted me into a wall.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just, you know,
Little
bruising.
bruises.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making sure you're not bleeding anywhere. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit
anytime.
of a bleed on your arm. Looks like you scratched
need
it.
me
So I'm gonna
to
wrap a
go
bandage
install it for you,
around
let me know.
that.
Yeah,
Get
maybe actually.
that.
If you're still clocked on, let's go do it right now.
Yeah, okay. Is there something
Alright.
else you have that you want to put something in?
My car. It's up there. Oh no, my car's in Mirror Park, I think. Alright.
And then some icy packs, and then we'll get you on your feet.
We had the conversation last night. They're still together, but they're taking some time apart. The rest of the club doesn't know yet. High Command does.
Alright.
And Marty, I think, can sense that there's just something wrong.
Puppies.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also
You guys
love
be
the
careful.
Pride uniform.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy.
Alright, you guys gonna go take care of that?
Yeah, we're
yeah.
gonna get this shit done.
Get this sorted real quick.
Alright.
I'll be back.
I will dream about you, not like an inappropriate dream.
V's very confused about how Faraday ended up on the back of Mason's bike. But she's not gonna push. She should push, but she's not going to. That's praying for their breakup, dude! There's probably other circumstances that it would happen, but. Hello?
Hey, do you have max rep for Sandy or high rep?
No, I have my rep
No.
is in like the mid hundreds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
It's like-
I'm just checking.
Like not Max. Why am I saying Max? That's someone we haven't seen in a long time.
Sag.
I'm just so sleepy.
So sleepy.
I think
Just.
it's, why couldn't I think of James's name?
I don't know. James is a pretty forgettable human being.
James and Riley, I think, have max rep. Okay, that's why I said max is max rep. Okay, there we go.
Forgettable.
So I think it's like those two, and I don't know who else
Okay.
has max rep. I think Raina does, but I know that she's out of town for the weekend.
Okay, no, that's fine. Let's wait for them.
Is it chop parts
Okay.
that need running?
Yeah, we're just ripping up a bunch of cars, so. I got it, Lane.
Alright, I might
Alrighty.
go do some moonshine, so.
Okay, be safe.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, bye-bye.
I haven't turned the radio back on. Oh shit, that used up my whole kit, and it's still fucked. Mason's ID. Her car is fucked, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
OV.
Garrett.
How's it going?
It's going alright. I'm just fixing this up so I can transport a crate up to the guide and run it.
All right. How are you finding it, by the way? I know you're not really a huge fan of it.
I mean, I don't mind doing the runs too much. It just, I thought you were talking about the cooking, and I was like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing is that I think with 3 people cooking, we're gonna have plenty. It's just the actual running of the crates. You'll notice that you'll get like rep stars with the guy like pretty fast, and 1 crates are like super easy.
Gotcha.
Can I show you a technique just in case you don't know it?
Sure.
So you know if you like hold down a muscle, right? Like your 1 to 5 muscle. If you hold it down, like hold it in, you can then kind of like get into position, like getting ready to sort of throw it. And if you use your R muscle and then your E muscle, you can quickly put it down on the floor,
Gotcha.
right? So while you're driving to the location, you can save a bit of time by holding down, like you put put the bottle in one of your like 1 to 5 muscles, and then you hold it down, and then as you get out the car, you use your R muscle and then E muscle, and you like put it down
Gotcha.
instantly. It makes it so much easier to like get ready, and that's the thing about before the actual run itself starts, before you drive off, you have all the time in the world to like set yourself up, get your harness on, plan your route, you know, like get ready for it, you know.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just get there on time, and you're done, like gold, easy. But I mean,
my
you've done a
last
few
one,
now.
I got it, so.
Yeah, it's pretty forgiving, and the moonshine cars are a lot better than they used to be. The guy actually like put some
Gotcha.
upgrades in them.
Well, I'm gonna be trying to get there without blowing up, so.
Okay, well, good luck, and
mate.
I appreciate you running a crate. Thank you.
Hi, San. Oh, TL. Oh, okay. You're here for the tea. For fuck's sake, Veronica. So we have to back up to October for the tea, San. Okay. So Mason, had a prospect back in October. Faraday Murphy. We're turning the music off for this. Faraday Murphy. Faraday, very early on, gets a head injury. Mason spends the night at the clubhouse in bed with her, like holding her, and she gets attached. He calls her like darling honey, and like that's kind of like a Mason thing to do with women, is call them honey, darling. She developed a massive crush on him, like massive crush. V to this day does not know the kind of shit that Faraday was saying about like how Mason deserved to be treated and all this. Does not know about the confession on the beach about how completely in love with him she was. So Faraday starts dating Bobby Beldrum around that time too, after V and Mason got married. It was actually part of what pushed Mason to elope that weekend, because he wanted a very like, because it was around the time Phoenix was around, he wanted a very like firm line drawn of like, this is my wife, I am married, stay away. So some time passes. Faraday comes back a couple months ago, breaks up with Bobby, starts dating Link. Around this time, Veronica and Link kind of find out that they are related, which adds another like layer to this clusterfuck. They start dating, and Mason says to Veronica one day, "I'm thinking of proposing Link as a hangaround." Veronica and Lincoln Page.
Any prospects in
They're
Chumash?
half siblings.
Just got back. What's up?
Mostly because like I was like, actually I really fuck with that idea, because I was planning on V's dad coming to town soon. Anyway, Faraday and
Just
Link
see what
start
you guys are up
dating.
to, that's all.
And Mason's like, I wanna, just before they start dating, Mason's like, I wanna propose Link as a hangaround. And V is like, maybe we don't do that. Because, you know, the Raiders have that whole thing against relationships in the club. And Mason's like, well, why? And V is basically like, well, I'm pretty sure they still have feelings for each other. Mason goes, fuck their feelings, I don't give a fuck what they want. And that was like red flag number 1 for Veronica. I don't like this. So she sits with it. A couple weeks pass. Mason's making incredibly passive-aggressive comments about Link. And Veronica's like, this is not sitting well with me. Gets to the point that Mason and Faraday last week go to have a talk. And Mason's like, I don't think it's gonna go well, this, that, and the other. And V says to Faraday kind of jokingly, you know, I understand if you punch my husband. I guess during that conversation, Faraday called him out on being jealous. Something, you know, Veronica suspected. And Veronica said, as she watched Mason and Faraday leave together, says to Link, if I didn't know any better, I'd say my husband is jealous. So that happens. They have the talk. As Sauce put it, it was a very tense talk, and they end up kissing. I believe Mason kissed Faraday, not the other way around, but Faraday didn't stop it. So they kiss. They don't say anything. There's definitely some tension there. And V gets increasingly, I don't want to say paranoid, but she definitely starts being like, something isn't right here. Culminating in her finally, the other night, when Mason and Faraday went off to talk alone, I rolled very poorly, which meant that V went off to drink, ends up having a conversation with someone where she basically is told, you need to force the conversation, don't let the ball stay in his court.
Screw you!
Mason calls her with like maybe 10 minutes left in Storm. Asks her, you know, are you okay? Actually, I will open up the...
You must have seen those blimps last night.
phone real quick because I don't have to get in the car right away. Where are you? Been driving around the city, need to clear my head. You good? Just a lot of my mind. Anything you want to talk about? Probably should at some point, okay? She's like, love you too. I just don't think we have enough time to talk about what's on my mind tonight before Storm hits. And he calls her. Clocks that she had been crying. Says, do you want me to come home tonight? And one of the things, and why V has the compass rose patch and why Mason has it on his cut, throughout their relationship, has been the phrase, you know where home is. It was one of the things Mason said to her when she was starting to be considered for old lady. Probably not gonna go this run. It was one of the things that was said to her when she was starting to actually go through that process. So she says to him in response to that, I'll always want you to come home. Which is, you know, basically saying, like, I don't want you to leave me. Before she knows anything concretely, right? So yesterday, V spends a lot of time on her own, kind of processing what she wants to say, goes up to the spot where she was blooded in, and is sitting there when Mason drives up. Not now, Link. Yeah, hello.
Hello, C-Store. I have maths for you.
Alright. I am on a moonshine run at the present moment.
Alright, no rush. Just whenever you're done.
Wait, fucked it. Anyway. Actually, no, I got a minute 14. Bet. Yeah, I can get those maps from you. I will call you as soon as I'm done.
Yep, sound good.
Meet up. Hey, bye!
Bye.
She sounds entirely too chipper there. Oh yeah, got shot in between the Sag farming by former Saints. So that happened. So Mason finds her, they talk. Doesn't end in them breaking up. Veronica basically says, you know, she wants to, you know, they want to work things out. At least try to. She gives a stipulation that I'm like, he's gonna ignore it. He's gonna ignore it. Don't be alone with Faraday. Veronica is not gonna be a girl's girl about this. I'm gonna be straight up. Veronica knows that it was probably mostly on Mason, but Faraday didn't stop it. She didn't tell him no. And Veronica's whole take on it is, she's in love with my husband. She saw an opportunity and she took it. She does not give a fuck.
Government in this state is fucked.
Whatever.
She does not give a fuck about me. She does not give a fuck about anyone else, just that she gets what she wants. Which in this case is Mason. She's gonna be talking to Wade about it after Maze Bank tonight. So there's that. But V, it's basically, yeah, she forgave him, but she's not forgetting anytime soon. Because at her core, Veronica takes the vows she made when she was butted into the club and her marriage vows quite seriously, right? Of like, I made this commitment and I'm not going to waver from it because my husband is a fucking idiot. Does she deserve better than a man that's gonna do that to her? Absolutely. Absolutely she does. Is she going to leave him? No. No, she's not. Not at this moment. And there's so many layers to it, because if Mason wanted to say, you know what, fuck it, I don't want V to be my old lady anymore, that's it, V's out. Like, if he does not want her in the club, she's gone. For fuck's sake, I gotta get this thing actually, like, properly prepared. Like, that's it, she's gone, bye-bye, bullet in her head, gone. And that would be a perma. So I think we're trying to avoid that outcome. Exactly. Exactly. Mason is just... he's not good. They have their moments of being good for each other, but like, Mason's just not a good person. None of them are good people. But right now, Veronica's trying so hard not to tear Faraday's head off. On top of all this, San, Veronica's now chaplain for the Raiders. Yeah. Like, they do it. Oh yeah, she's chaplain now. The Raiders basically as like a test threw people into positions to see if they would actually step up, and if they don't, after 2 weeks, they just go back to being regular patch members, or in Veronica and Duke's cases, old ladies. V is very much so like, I don't want this. Thank you very much. I really don't want this. But that just adds to it, right? Because she doesn't fuck with Faraday. And the club is going to find out about what she sees as her personal business at chapter on Monday. And she's gonna have to deal with people judging her and judging Mason. She doesn't really give a fuck if they judge Faraday. She could not care any less about how people perceive Faraday. She really did. I have to double check. Which crate did I take? Can anyone go back and tell me which crate I took? I think it was 3. Yeah, most people have had their turn. People are gonna fucking despise Mason, and V hates that because, as awful as it is, she's always going to defend him. Like, she's always going to defend him. it's one of the biggest flaws with V is like she very firmly believes in the promises that she makes.
Look at that bump.
Right. She very firmly believes in that. Okay, yeah. It was batch 1, crate 2. Batch 1, crate 2. 5118. Sorry, I just gotta log stuff so quickly. Yeah, no, it's definitely more than that. And I think it's been something that has been simmering since October. But it's like one of those things of like... Um... 518. Other... Come on, try and run. I just gotta run that down. And like, here's the reality: is like, if Faraday and Mason continue, that's a distinct possibility. Via's just mumbling under her breath like, fucking bitch, I fucking hate you. And it sucks, because V and Faraday were in such a good place. Yo.
Hey V, when you get a minute, I need to talk to you about something.
Okay.
As the chaplain.
Alright, yeah, I just need to drop this money off and then we can talk.
Okay, where do you want me to meet you?
I mean, do you want to talk on the beach, DMC Hill,
Yeah.
outside of Chumash? It's really up to you.
Okay, I'll be there. We can talk on the beach or DMC Hill, whichever is good.
Well, I would like to go whichever one makes you most comfortable.
Let's go with DMC Hill.
Okay. I will meet you over there.
All right.
Alright.
See you soon.
Yep, bye.
Bye.
Let me text him link. Please. Yeah, no, it is. Well, here's the thing. The reason the Raiders do old ladies is because it becomes very apparent who leaves in a breakup if it gets messy. As far as me and Mason are concerned, Mason made it very clear last night that no matter what happens between them, he is always going to want her as his old lady, which is also a interesting thing about like how could Mason Faraday ever be a thing when Mason is not going to give up Veronica as his old lady, right? Like, that adds a whole nother layer to it. Veronica's whole perspective is that Faraday, in her opinion, doesn't actually have a grasp on what love and what a relationship looks like. Based on her conversations with her and all that, she's like, Faraday has this very idealized version of what a relationship is. Tell me he's on the other hill. Did he didn't mean the other hill, did he? Okay, now.
Hey,
Hey.
I've had a bit of an issue with Faraday. We had a bit of a spat a second ago. Well, not a second ago, like a couple of minutes ago. You went in too much to hear it. Basically, after I spoke to you and you went off to go run your crate, I went to go try to put a moonshine cook on, and Faraday radioed out, and she was like, "What are the prospects? Are you in Chumash? What are you doing?" So I told her, and she was like, "Gareth, what have you done today that was on the prospect task list?" So I explained to her that a lot of the tasks were the remaining tasks were. I gave reasons as to why I decided to wait before doing them. Basically, the fact that we have plenty of bandages right now. I can't get the job car out of Boob, and the chopping, like I can go and do chop. I said that. She basically said to me in a very condescending tone, like, no, I didn't ask. That's not what I asked you. I asked you what you've done today on the prospect task list, right? So I responded back, obviously a little fucking irritated. I haven't done anything yet, Faraday, because that is what she wanted to hear. And she was like, don't give me attitude, just go fucking do something on the task list. Right? Now, I'm going to be honest here. I don't appreciate being spoken to like that. I'm aware that I'm a prospect, but I'm getting rather mixed signals as to other members of the club when they talk to me and I talk to them about, I understand the hierarchy. I understand that I'm trying to impress the club in order to be seen as worthy of a patch. But being spoken to like that is like an actual waking nightmare. Right? I'm going to be honest here, V. I'm not putting up with that shit. Right? If she's going to speak to me like I'm a dog that just peed on the carpet, and she's like trying to get me she's trying to like push me into very like specifically like submitting to her, and she's trying to dominate me in terms of telling me what to do. That's not leadership, and I don't respect it. I'm going to be completely clear with you, and I'm basically one, maybe two confrontations like that away from having a full-blown fucking crash out on her. Because I think that other members of the club can talk to me. They like, if James were to tell me to do something and just be like, no, Gareth, just fucking drop it, just go do it, right? I gotta have complete respect for that, because James doesn't try to do that to me constantly. He does it when it's important. He doesn't feel self-important by trying to order people around like that. That's not who he is. Neither does Riley. Neither does anyone, actually. I'm gonna be honest. I have issues with Faraday talking to me like that, especially when I don't know. I feel like she's acting like some. And look, you can tell me that it's like middle management and like she's a patched member and I should listen to her and all, I understand. Again, I let me reiterate. I understand the hierarchy here, right? But there's no need for that. I don't see how that attitude fits into a 1% MC in the fucking slightest. I have no respect for government employees that try to tell me what to do in that manner and treat me like I'm a fucking child and expect me to be a good boy and follow the rules. I refuse to live on my knees in subservience to someone like that who basically gets their kicks off of just trying to belittle someone like that. It's not tough love, it's bullshit, and I'm not putting up with it.
Okay, just so I understand, like, my read on this correctly. Like, if James had come up to you and said, hey, go fucking do something off the to-do list, you would have gone and done it. If it wasn't like this confrontation of, what have you done today?
It was specifically the way she chose to confront me about it and to try to, like, force an answer out of me that was satisfactory to her, right? There was no need to get that confrontational in the discussion, right? She's trying to command respect in a way that is extremely belittling and unnecessary, right? I have no respect for people who do that, none whatsoever. Not even Lane does that. And if James had told me to do something and he stressed to me that it was important, he would have told me in a much better way. So of course I wouldn't have a problem with that, right? It was specifically the way she chose to try to put me on the spot and try to corner me on that over something that, I'm gonna be real here, V. It's just some of these tasks are important, others are just pointless busy work.
I can understand that perspective. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it's pretty obvious to see what the point of all of these tasks are. It's to motivate us to keep us doing busy things, like to not stand around and do nothing, right?
Yeah, it's prospect grunt work. Because I will say that is something that, you know, High Command has been pretty adamant about kind of getting back to is feeling like, you know, we got a little loose with the prospects. And that might be, and I won't know this without talking to her. I might have to ask Duke to have a conversation with her for personal reasons. But she might be taking that and going further with it.
Yeah, it's like to the point where she is placing it at top priority. And takes, look, I'm gonna be honest, V, I spoke to Lane about all of this. I don't want to paraphrase what she said too much because I might have taken out of context, and I don't want to risk doing that, especially not with you, you know, in your position. But I explained to Faraday, sorry, not Faraday, to Lane, that at the last meeting when Faraday pointed out that that the members of the club had not been doing enough, and she pointed basically fingers at like everyone but the old ladies. And when she said that, at that point, I give 100% of the time and money that I have here in Los Santos to the club. And when someone points it out and says, you're not doing enough, go and do more, when you're already giving 100%, that is extremely demoralizing. Then it's just a case of like, are you even fucking paying attention? Did you even have the full context before you stand around and wave your finger around at people like that?
I think that's part of why it was emphasized that we need to start over communicating. So that
It
people
is-
know what other people are up to, what's been done, and all that, so we don't have those kinds of gaps.
If I start communicating with Faraday, I'm gonna get blotted out. She's gonna shoot me on the spot, V.
I'm not saying communicate directly with her. I just mean like, in general, right? There's definitely been some communication gaps where like, not everyone was fully aware of how much you were doing with the moonshine, right?
Faraday doesn't see it as that important. She sees it as my side project that I'm wasting my time on, and I'm deferring all my prospect tasks to it, and prioritizing it over anything else that the club wants me to do, that I've been told to do. So she gets on her high horse, and she tells me that I'm not doing enough because I'm not running around fucking roof running of all goddamn things, or doing other things that have been assigned to me because that is what is expected of me. I'm awake for a few hours a day. I'm awake because I have shit to do, mostly moonshine stuff, actually, because it becomes a daily thing. Once you create a business relationship with a farmer who sells you things regularly, he has produce that needs to go before it goes bad, and I need to be the one to use that produce. So that continuous daily relationship is important and a large part of why I wake up. And then, of course, it's using the produce before it goes bad. Now, that has changed somewhat, literally over the past day. Now, it seems like the produce lasts a bit longer, so I can ease up on it a bit. So I will have more time for other things. But the way that Faraday goes about telling me to do things and trying to, like, spot check me like I'm misbehaving, or I'm being distracted and running around doing stuff that I'm not supposed to do. Just in general, the way that she talks to me, I don't see it as a typical, like, patch prospect sort of relationship. It's not tough love. She's being extremely domineering and assuming that she knows everything, and it's really pissing me off. Like, you don't, in the very least, if I talk with you or with Mason or with Duke or with James or Riley, like, Riley gives me shit all the time. She's my fucking sponsor. She's supposed to, right? But at least we have that understanding, right? I know when she's pushing me for my own sake, or pushing me because she's stressed, or pushing me because, like, that's what needs to be done. I can understand the difference between the two. I don't talk to Faraday enough to have that sort of relationship with her, right? So it's a very, very one-sided thing. And I'm going to be straight up with you, V. If I joined a 1% MC to get ordered around by someone who thinks they're the general manager of bullshit and is trying to run a tight ship and micromanage people for no fucking reason and just get them to do stuff because she thinks it's important, right? I would put on a fucking uniform and go stand behind a counter and go do that instead of risking getting shot in the fucking head for it. This is not why I joined a 1% MC, is to get ordered around by someone who thinks that they're important. Like, she might have the title of enforcer now. I found that out afterwards, right? But if this is how she enforces things, then she's a fucking terrible enforcer. I'm sorry to say. Like, you have to have the context of what you're trying to do before you mete out punishment or judgment like that.
V is just like, how do I handle this? Ooh.
She seems to favor being, like, aggressive and, like, she seems to conflate being confident with being aggressive, domineering, and arrogant, and
Takes out gun.
and being, like, ignorant of pretty much everything that's going on. Like,
why is this the first thing V has to deal with?
I know I'm just digging a deeper hole for myself when I say this. I know I should just shut up and be a good old prospect, but I've been around for months now, V. I don't even want to get patched, right?
Oh!
I don't think I'm ready for that yet. But I'm sure
Okay.
as hell not gonna
Thank-
fucking be ready when
thank
someone like
God he
Faraday's
followed that
breathing
up.
down my neck over dumb shit. I'm gonna be so real with you.
Thank God he ended that sentence differently. Oh my God.
Like what? I can go do the chop jobs to get the 20 parts
she
in
is
my
just
fucking sleep.
letting him yap.
Right?
Then why aren't you
I've
doing
demonstrated it before. It was a task previously, which Marty and I completed. I did all the hacks for. Marty drove. We did everything. We got the materials for it. We did it. No problem.
She wants to knock him upside the head right
It
now.
was quick. It was easy. Can I go ahead and do that before I focus on moonshine shit? Sure, but it's going to delay the moonshine stuff by half an hour, which throws everything out of sync, and I can't be awake to do all of that. So I focus on the moonshine first because I can fit the chop stuff in between.
Where's Walling?
Now, to me, that makes complete and perfect sense. But what
Who's
Faraday
gonna
sees
kill
is
Wally
me
for
not doing
this?
what I've been told and choosing to dick around with moonshine stuff. Do you see where the confusion and the misunderstanding is coming in?
So you say that like the chop you can do in your sleep, right? And then
Well, I mean, when
you
there's
know,
not 20 million people doing it, yeah. When you can actually get jobs.
the crops, they last a little bit longer. Why not try to start your day with that? If there's a chop thing, get that out of the way,
Well-
or at least get half of it out of the way.
Well, for context, the crops only started lasting longer last night. I only realized, like, literally half an hour ago.
I
An hour
just
ago.
mean like going forward from here, right?
Yeah, no, that does make sense. And I obviously with the with the moonshine ingredients lasting longer, there will be changes going forward, of course, right? But that's not the issue here. At least not in my opinion. The issue isn't me doing moonshine shit when I'm supposed to be doing other things. The issue is that Faraday is making very harsh judgments on very little information, is not talking to me, and is choosing instead to try to belittle me in order to get me to do what she wants me to do. Which I don't feel like is a productive way of treating anyone in the club.
V is about to. I understand why you feel the way that you feel. And that's why what I'm about to say is probably going to sound harsh in a way. There are going to be some people that are going to talk to you in a more gentle tone, like Riley. And then there are going to be people who you're like, what the fuck? Why the fuck are you talking to me like that? And unfortunately, it is part of the phase that you're in, and it sucks. If you ever talk to Wade about his time as a prospect in the Lost, Faraday is very tame compared to the stories he's told. And I know it's probably not what you want to hear.
I'm very excited about it.
Yeah. And
Aww.
I think if Wade was around more, he'd probably be in a very similar
I'm
tone
very
to
excited
her.
about the thing I'm gonna show you.
And I know that's probably not what you want to hear.
Look, I get what you're trying to say because Wade does come across as a bit abrupt, and he does command people to do things, but Wade gets context on things. That's the difference. Wade understands what he's talking about before he gives an order. It's not she can just be like, "Hey Gareth, what are you like? Are you fucking around the moonshine again? Just go do chop, you piece of shit." Like, come on, right? Like, that is completely different from the way that she spoke to me, right? I don't have a problem with people being harsh with me, or I don't need people to be gentle with me. right? But going, no, Gareth, that's not what I asked you. What I asked you was, what have you done with the prospect task list? And then, like, just to try to, like, push someone into a corner and just be like, yeah, I haven't done anything. You know, like, that's the difference there. And it might not, you may not understand what I'm trying to get across. Maybe I'm explaining it very poorly. I don't expect people to be gentle with me. V. Like, I'm gonna let me just ask you this: do you understand
Hey.
why someone talking like that might be different from someone being harsh in other ways?
Trying to understand what angle you're coming at it from. Pardon me, I didn't really sleep too well last night.
Like, there's a difference between talking to someone like you're an alcoholic, abusive father versus talking to someone like you're an HR person trying to justify
those
their
are
job.
terms people understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I can picture that clearly. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm okay with alcoholic, abusive father, but I'm not okay with with HR person trying to justify their existence.
Do you want me to pull it over here so it's easier for you? You don't have to run?
I know that's a really weird way of putting it, but it's like, in a nutshell, kind of what I'm getting at here.
Okay, you're feeling like you're being micromanaged. Got it. Is that what it comes
In
down
a
to?
like, I feel like I'm like, if Faraday is doing it in order to get respect, she needs to know that she's never going to get my respect from doing that. Quite the opposite. And I'm aware saying that can put me in hot water, but at this point I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I would not say that to anybody else.
Thank you.
To be so for real. Can Veronica do that? I don't think Veronica can do that. Veronica's not the enforcer nor the sergeant at arms. It's not really.
I need to go to bed.
You probably should. I would like to talk about this again tomorrow when you are not as in a heated space about it, where you're saying some things that you probably shouldn't say. You know? Like, I get where you're coming from, Gareth, I do. But, at the end of the day, Faraday is a patch member, is the enforcer of the club. Like, once you have that patch on your back, you will be on the same footing as her, to some extent.
No, I won't.
I said to some extent. You'll both be patch members. She'll still be above you in chain of command as an enforcer.
I've said this to pretty much everyone else. V, I don't want to get patched at this point. I feel like I need to be in the right state of mind to actually understand what it means to be a patch. And to be able to do everything a patch can and think like a patch. Right now I'm still thinking like a prospect.
You know what? V's gonna talk to Riley.
I'm getting closer, but it's a big deal to me.
As it should be. But I'm gonna say this. I would go get rest. I gotta think on some things.
Yeah.
potentially talk to Faraday, though I might have someone else do that on my behalf. Which would probably be Duke, as long as you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Also,
I feel like
please never, ever, ever start that sentence like that with anybody else in this club, because that will not go over well.
like
If you start
what?
it with, I don't want to be a patch. Like, don't start it like that. Start with like,
Oh, right. No,
yeah.
look, to be fair, I've spoken about this with pretty much like with Wade, with Riley, with Lane, with James, with Duke, pretty much like most of the people in the club except for you. So
Okay,
I might have said it in a wrong
yeah.
in a
You
bad way
said
there,
it
but
in a way that made my heart drop and go, am I about to have to call Wade and have a very different conversation than I was expecting to have today? But yeah, I'm gonna advise you go get some sleep. We come back to this conversation tomorrow when you're more rested. I should be around earlier in the day.
let me just be clear on one thing here, V. I do very much remember the ceremony where I was blooded into the club, and I know exactly what will happen if the club decides that I'm not a good fit.
Yeah, no one wants to see
So
that fucking happen to you.
no, I do get that. Like I'm not being petulant or childish for the sake of it here. It's just let me know, just to let you know, I know that if things don't go well for me, I will be staring down the barrel of a gun, and it will not end. The story will not end well from there. You know, I don't want to die. I don't want to put myself in that position, of course.
And that's why I want to revisit this conversation tomorrow when you're more rested. Because, what time are you feeling like it's like, Gareth?
20 minutes past midnight in my head.
Okay. It's
And
getting a little late.
It's been a long fucking day.
Yeah. So that's why I want to revisit this after you've slept. I'm going to think on some things. I'm probably going to have more questions for you tomorrow.
Just so you know, the reason I decided to have this conversation with you is because I'm in it for the long haul, and if I see problems like this in starting now, I want to try to deal with it now. I don't want to just quietly sit and suffer and leave it till it becomes unbearable and no one knows what to do from there. You know?
Yeah.
Like I might be angry, but I did come into this conversation with the intent of expressing myself so someone will understand where I'm coming from. And I hope I did that properly. Maybe it sounds like I didn't. But
I'd say you at the very least got your feelings out there so that you don't explode on somebody else. So that is a positive.
yeah.
And, you know, part of it, right, is sometimes you have feelings that aren't going to, if you let them fester, they're going to come out in the least productive kind of way and come out in a way that could end in, you know,
Yeah.
a beating or worse.
Crash out, blood out.
Yeah. And our goal here is to not have that happen. Because historically, people in this club will bottle shit up and let it fester and let it sit, and then surprise Pikachu, somebody's crashing out, someone's throwing their cut down on the ground because they bottled up what they were feeling instead of having a conversation.
I'm not that kind of person.
But I do want, like I said, I do want to talk again tomorrow when you're, you know.
Yeah, we will talk again tomorrow. I get it. I get the role of the prospect here is to try to impress the club and to work and earn your patch. I do understand that. I want to reiterate that. What I have an issue here with is all the unnecessary shit in between, where, yes, I'm a prospect, but I'm not some servile little minion who runs around
Yeah, you are though.
not thinking for himself
Yeah, you are though,
and doing
Garrett.
exactly what he's told. Because I'm going to be so real with you, V. To me, you will never get a real patched member out of someone like that. You can give them however fucking many badges you want. Have them decorate their entire cut with it. But at the end of the day, they will still think like a servile little minion. And that is not who I want to be. I don't want to ever give in to that. I understand being there for the club and giving everything you have to the club. I do that every fucking day.
That's the only reason V is not pressing harder right now is
But
because I'm like,
we'll
he
talk
is fucking
tomorrow.
cooked.
I feel like
Yeah. I want to approach this conversation after you've had some sleep.
I'm not gonna be around for Maze Bank.
That's okay.
I wanted to be there for Wade and for Lane for it because they were relying on me. But I don't think it's a good idea.
We will figure it out. But I would rather you go get some rest and not push yourself past your limit. Because when you start pushing yourself past your limit, that's when you know, cooked words get people in trouble, dog.
No, I know. You must have seen a fair bit of it by this point.
There's a reason my Dax Marshall is no longer in this club, and that is part of it.
I mean, to be fair, from what James told me, he was breaking, like, he was directly contradicting the charter, which is
There was a lot to it.
very bad.
There was a lot to it. But that is a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Because we all have our perspectives on what happened with Dax. I have mine. Lane has hers. Wade has his. Riley obviously has hers. But I definitely think you need to go get some rest, my dude.
Okay, we'll do.
Alright.
Thanks, V.
Yeah. Can I jump off this cliff? Would I end up in the ICU? Would I end up in... What if I just walk out into the water and never come back and just swim all the way to Hawaii? What if I just swim all the way to Hawaii? Then I never have to deal with any of this again. I won't have to deal with any of this at all. I won't have to deal with the fact that my husband cheated on me with a patched member who's fucking in love with him. I wouldn't have to deal with the fallout from that. I wouldn't have to deal with this. I wouldn't have to be Chaplain. I could just go drink Mai Tais on the beach alone and never have to deal with any of this. What if I just did that? Just swim to Hawaii. Just swim to Hawaii and never come back. Change my name. Again. Maybe that Tegan bitch comes back from the dead. Oh. I feel like I need to get a TLDR. Okay, he kissed Faraday, who was his prospect. Back in... Okay. We have to TLDR this again. I need to make a command. Yes, Faraday was his prospect.
I'm heading to bed.
San, when Mason slept in bed with Faraday, she was his prospect. And then fast forward, they kiss, hide it. There's... And V still is with him, son. V is not leaving him because she's scared of being alone, number one. Number two, she loves him too much to leave. Because she is loyal to a fault. And Mason knows that. And Sauce and I have had extensive conversations about this arc. On a scale of 1 to 100, how much does we hate ourselves? I'd put it at a solid 95. Nerds. Nerds, you joke. You joke. But one of the things I've said is Finn would probably be one of the first people she hits up. Like, if things went that way, she stayed in the club and all that, Finn would probably be one of the first people she would hit up just to bring shit full circle. Hi, Marty.
Hello.
Are you good?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You don't sound good.
Nah, just worried about Gareth, but it's not my place to ask you like how your talk with him went. So.
No, but you can tell me why you're worried about him.
Just because he told me like shortly. Also, can I have you move your bike so I can get the truck out?
Yes. Sweet baby boy prospects. See what insanity is going on? But like I said, that's like... Okay, I can't say it... I can't explain right now. I just can't explain stuff right now.
Just worried about him because he was saying some wild shit on the phone.
Okay, so I was not crazy. He was in fact saying some wild shit. Okay.
Yeah.
What did he say to you? If you don't mind me asking?
It's just yelling. I don't deserve to be treated like a child. Which I can get behind that a little bit, but at the same time, I tried to like tell him like, hey man, like we're prospects, we do grunt work, it's what it is. You know, you get told to eat shit and you have to fucking have a grin on your face about it.
Yeah. I just let him kind of vent. I told him I will talk to him again tomorrow after he sucked. I'm not going to go into detail about what was said, obviously.
Yeah.
But...
And then he started like talking about the moonshine stuff. I was like, man, I'm so happy that you're passionate about the moonshine stuff. I really am. If that is what wakes like, if that's what gets your blood pumping and all that stuff like that, perfect. But the club as a whole has stuff that needs to get done. The moonshine stuff, you do that on your own time and your off time. And I'm saying right now, like the list doesn't even need to be done immediately. Yeah.
But were you here when Verde spoke to him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want your perspective on that. Was she overly harsh at all? Out of bounds in any way? Or was it how you expect to be talked to as a prospect? Honest answer.
I don't. Faraday talked to him just straight, asked him because she wants him to focus on prospect things, not the moonshine stuff, prospect things, and I get that. And to be fair, Gareth did get lippy with her on the radio. So to that point, she had full right to lay into him.
Oh, I need Wally. Because I also need to talk to Riley. I need to talk to Riley as his sponsor. That's a me thing. Don't worry about when Riley wakes up.
No, yeah, this is way beyond me. I'm gonna be there for him as a fellow prospect and
True.
try to give him the advice of like, dude, just fucking take a breath.
V's just really used to going
Don't
to
do
Wally.
anything crazy. Don't crash out.
But she could also go to Riley, both as command and Garrett's sponsor.
That's probably the maddest I've heard Gareth on the phone ever. That's the maddest I've heard Gareth. Period.
Show up, get the tea, stir drama, and leave. Okay, I just wanted to get your perspective as someone who is kind of like uninvolved directly in the situation.
Yeah.
But like, do you have anything else you want to add to that?
He just needs to the huge writing on the wall is everybody would probably tell him to, hey, just get your shit together.
Yeah, I stopped short of saying that to him because again, I was like, I want him to sleep before we talk again.
Yeah.
Just because I think he is also very hella cooked and tired, and people tend to take things a lot more personally when they're tired.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bring something up, and it's just like Gareth was. It doesn't excuse anything, but like I'm just trying to get everything straight before I talk to anybody, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's talking about like the disrespect and stuff like that, and
the reality is that's gonna happen as a prospect.
And like maybe that's like the pure difference right there is like me, dude. When I was a fresh fish in the fucking cell block, I knew my fate. I knew my place on the fucking totem pole. And then you had to slowly build that up over time. You can't walk in day one big dicking. And that's not necessarily what he's doing here.
And I think it's also, if I may say this, you guys were treated with kid gloves for most of your prospecting so far. So it's very much so.
I even tried to tell him like, hey man, like, I kind of had it in my head like, if we were being treated with kid gloves, we're probably gonna get prospect tough love at some point, especially gonna get it at least before any talks about a patch comes up.
Yeah, I would say
like
shit's probably gonna get tougher the closer you get to patching, not easier.
And I kind of want that for the both of us. You guys need to see what me and Gareth are like when you press our buttons, or when you just lay into us.
All right, I don't want to keep you from getting too much chips.
No, you're good. Like it's all good. Yeah, just try to check in on him. I might do the same to the extent that I can as a fellow prospect, but that's about it.
Yeah, just do what you can, man.
Okay.
I'll be down there shortly.
Yeah, I'll be down at the pier.
V just wants to go throw herself off a fucking cliff. She wants to go throw herself off a fucking cliff. Is what she wants to do right now. And just swim to Hawaii. Off a cliff and to Hawaii.
Hey, let me call you back in a minute.
Oh, okay. Bye. Wouldn't it? Drinking some nice fruity drinks on the beach in Hawaii. That would be so great. So great. V's just like, man, this is why she needs Wally, so she can yell at him for letting this happen to her. She doesn't want it, man.
All right, let's get this ad up.
Heck, Wally. Yeah, Raina should have taken her to Vegas. That's really selfish of Raina not to take her to Vegas. You know what's really fucking selfish, Marty? My sister not taking me on vacation with her.
You want to go to Vegas?
Let me go to Vegas and snort all the coke and take all the drugs.
It's so
Hello?
easy to find it there.
Hello, sorry, I was helping with somebody with something real quick.
Gotcha. I'll be back, Marty. I just gotta go pick something up.
No worries.
You're gonna meet the apartments.
Yes, I will be there momentarily.
Alright, but I'm coming down from Sandy, so I'm gonna be a minute, but
Alright.
I'm coming.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
God, V could go for some LSD right now. She would love to go on a trip right now. Dude. Reno said, fuck Veronica. It's fine. Veronica stole Etta from Maple last night. Etta stayed over at the house. So that V didn't have to be alone. Probably like anything with pineapple. You did this, Sauce. Get out of here with the emojis. You did this. I mean, well, we did this because I went along with it. So, you know, that isn't that bad. And you know what's gonna be really sad? Is that on Monday at Chapter, anyone who has to go at Mason, Veronica is going to snap at and like be just so awful about and tell them to shut the fuck up, and she will not give a shit if they shit talk Faraday. V is so not a girl's girl. Happy 1 year for V in the club. I should add that to the title, huh? Happy 1 year. What a great anniversary, guys. What a great anniversary present Mason gave her. Isn't he the best husband to her? happy anniversary of the year of 1 year since you made a commitment to this club that, you know, if I fuck around, you could be the one finding out. Isn't that great? Isn't that so great? You guys act like V is a Satan in their marriage. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Excuse me? She didn't cheat. She's not the one that cheated there, mister. The only thing V's really done wrong is be stubborn is what she's done wrong. Just because she, you know, crashes out and spirals. He knew who she was when they got married. Hi.
Those for you.
All right. Jesus Christ, what are these from?
Told you I went and did sanding. I wasn't kidding. I had nothing else to do, so.
Alright. You sure you don't want to just, like, go sell them?
I don't need money, so fuck it.
Okay. Well, your contribution is appreciated.
Nope.
Gonna get back to help Marty with Juma's ships.
Doing.
You let me know if you need anything?
Yeah.
Alright.
Love you, V. Be safe.
Love you too. You know what's gonna be really fun? When her dad shows up and I start rolling for if Veronica even like tells the club what's up. That's gonna be fun. I swear to God, if someone tries to kill Veronica's father, I'm gonna be OOC pissed, man. I'm gonna be OOC pissed. I'm gonna take that shit OOC if someone tries to kill her dad. On God. Yeah, I'm spoiling the surprise that, yeah, her dad is probably gonna pop up at some point. And I'm excited about it, 'cause it's kind of like, as far as NoPixel goes, 4.0 is the end of the line for Veronica. So there are some outstanding, you know, story beats that I want to explore with her within NoPixel. Because we tied up the loose end of Casey, tied that up, and now it's moving into being time to kind of tie up the loose end of her father, and that arc. I mean, we also do have a cousin out there. But that's more of an Onyx thing than a NoPixel thing. She's so heavy. She's so heavy. Because Kayla really was made so Ash would get on Onyx. Is the T there. And the funniest of things, in my opinion, is Kayla's brother's name, which was... What? You didn't know that Ash plays Veronica's cousin? Yes, Infinity, our Ash, plays Veronica's cousin. Oh, for fuck's sake. We literally talked about it in the group chat when it... What do you mean we didn't tell you? It was definitely discussed in the group chat. It was definitely discussed in the group chat. So don't you hit me with the y'all are fake. It's in the sisterhood. God damn it. So don't you fucking call us fake love. It was in the group chat.
Hi.
Hi.
How do?
It's going.
Okay. Fair
Oh,
enough. Today be one of them days. Marty, have you put out ads? Have you been
Did
advertised?
Nobody retweeted.
Well, I have
Noah's
my
been.
Twitter things turned off, but I'll do it for you.
I think she hasn't really been around
I'll turn them
until
back on just.
recently, even on Riley.
Never mind, they've
She was
been
taking a
turned
bit
on.
of
I'm a
break.
terrible friend. I'm gonna go
I
hide my
think
mask.
Kara and V
you.
lost their motel room
James is turned on.
because I forgot to pay rent.
Why? A lot easier.
I think it's just him and Lottie's night, you know.
I mean, good for them.
They go crazy. Anyway, hi guys. Would you like some food?
And that's on me because I forgot to get on.
All right, how many combos can I get you?
Hold on.
Alrighty, let me go get that for you. They are 500 a pop.
Yeah, it's back in
So 1500.
November. November 28th. Ash and I were talking about Onyx, and she's like, "I'm sure you thought
Cash
about some
only, but the
non-shitty
ATM's
family
right
members
there
for
on the
VR already. Just let me
24/7.
know if you want them to come to life." If you just look up the word cousin, it'll come up. I have the receipts, bitch. I have the receipts. Yeah, but like, just because you were in your peak book reading era does not mean you can say that we didn't tell you. Get dunked on. I'm sorry, that was toxic. That was toxic. So like I said, it was in the group chat.
One combo, let me grab that for you.
It's not my fault you can't read.
I'm sorry, did you say bananas? That's wild. Here's that for you, Idol.
More like
Oh God, V, you're homeless, Mo. I'm gonna get your room back. Don't worry.
And then one combo
He's
right
like,
here
okay.
for you, little doggy bag. All right.
I need to get on Onyx this weekend.
there it is. There food.
Maybe.
Hi.
I gotta know what a banana is.
Well, banana?
Oh, bopping?
I mean, when I said it, I didn't think of anything specific. It's more just alliteration because they both begin with the letter B, right?
Okay. I can get on board with that.
But also, if you imagine like a banana split and the butt cheeks are scoops of ice cream, you put the banana in between them.
What in the American Pie?
I don't know.
You've never had a banana split?
No, I'm talking about what just came out of Idol's mouth.
I mean,
that one scene with Chris Evans and that I saw entirely at too young of an age.
Okay, first off, that's not American Pie. That is not another teenage movie.
I'm sorry. I'm hella cooked.
Oh, that was a scene though.
Yeah, he had the cherry and the cherry nipples, and then he turns around. There's
for mixing up my early 2000s.
You unlocked a childhood memory though. I didn't realize that was Chris Evans.
It was Chris
No,
Evans.
it was. Oh, it's
I'm pretty sure
crazy that is like
pretty
the
sure he
earliest
hates
roles.
that scene. I'm almost positive he just does
It's
not
so
like to talk about
iconic
that
though.
scene.
I would own it if I was him.
Banana.
Man, if I had Chris Evans' body or whatever, I would totally own that scene. Banana and all.
Oh, I know what I
Is
had
there
to
a
look
porn
at.
parody that scene? Or like just that.
That's crazy.
There has to be.
Jury duty's like, hey.
I was gonna say, Idol, if you're thinking of it
We'll
already,
let you know by,
it's probably
6
happened.
p.m. on
Yeah,
Friday.
my brain's like Rule 34.
Right. Mom.
I just remember that one movie, Sex Drive, and
Sex
the
Drive.
fact that
Oh yes.
There was that one version.
You'll
of it you
receive
could get
if
for
you are
2
selected
days
to participate in
even
juror
once you-
selection. You'll
Yep.
receive an email
I'm
invitation
sorry. I
starting
gotta,
the Friday
gotta
before
get a
your
picture
summons
of this
date.
outfit real fast, Mark. I feel like it just needs to be like memorial.
Okay.
It's just that good.
If you do not receive an email to jury selection, continue normal activity. Bet
You
I can
married
go
Is
to
this like
work
the
on
shit that you
Monday.
wore in prison? Like
Fuck.
the
I get
little
paid
prison
on
No,
ship
I never
outfit
wore
or
shit
no?
like this. I always had
Is he
a
a prison
fucking
cook?
full prison jumpsuit on, dude.
Listen, man, I never knew what Bolingbroke was like back in the day. I didn't know if they, let you be a little stylish.
I mean, they
remember
did, but I
imagine
refused.
they give you
Oh, fair.
I thought the coveralls were comfy, dude.
You
I
can
don't know,
zhuzh it up a
who
little
is
bit.
this with Idol?
Oh yeah, definitely juiced it
Whoever they
up.
are reminds me of Ren.
Baseline is we're
God, I miss
orange.
Red.
You're a prisoner.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how hard that was for some people to accept.
No, I can imagine.
I will say, whenever I was in the Navy, the coveralls they gave us for like, the boiler suit thing, they were lined with like
Yeah,
just,
if he
like,
hasn't met
fleece or
her
some
before.
shit. So they were warm as hell.
The
So
fuck are they
anytime
lined
it
with
was
fleece?
freezing fucking cold, you're just I don't know. I really don't know.
Sounds like a terrible design choice.
Also, my shit is still
Yeah,
scuffed.
especially because those are the things that they were like, yeah, you gotta fight fire in this. It's like,
I mean, I know.
bad.
I'm pretty sure I know what other reason.
They just wanted y'all to die of heat stroke or something.
Well,
Because
also,
someone
one of
texted
the
me
things
asking
told
if
us is that you
they could
could,
talk.
You could wear any shoes you want, as long as you're willing to fight a fire in those shoes. And I knew a guy who fought a fire with Crocs.
Okay, because I thought okay, so I wasn't going crazy. I know that
Granted, it was the microwave fire.
it's auditing. Oh God, he is so fired.
Still think it counts.
He is so fired.
Yeah, actually, an electrical fire like that, rubber shoes.
It's fine.
Pretty smart.
The update comes out next week, and she's gonna break bad and go criminal. It's fine.
I just wore sneakers.
She's gonna get back to her criminal roots next week.
Was that idle?
Oh, you're about to see.
Oh boy.
And then auditing season won't matter.
I'm sorry.
You can't fire
Huh?
me. I quit.
Yeah, I accidentally
quit to
thought
be
of
a
a
criminal
condom, but like
before I
in
get
sports
arrested.
mode.
That just makes me think that there's a strap that goes around
I
the
want to do
ball.
crime.
That's what I was thinking. That's what you. Okay, I'm glad we were on the same page, James.
Just don't get a felony.
I was thinking the exact
Have you met Veronica? Beer.
That one's got to go in
She
the
does
book.
crime.
That
She
is
breathes in the
definitely
direction
sports
of crime,
mode if
and she
I
gets a
ever heard it.
felony.
I can't draw diagrams for the book.
Would you then say you have your
No,
crock
I
and
do
balls
want
on
to do crim on Onyx.
Oh my god.
Like, I do have a couple of non-Veronica characters that I can use. I guess.
Going Mach 10
There is
in it.
Presley.
Now, would there be those little flare things for the croc condoms?
Like, I
that they
do
for
have a
regular
couple
croc?
characters that I can use. There's my Knight's character, Cece. And then before her, there was Presley Gallagher, who was created to be an absolute
I
menace
was
and
about to
problem.
say some form of ribbed with the flare, because that's just where the mind went.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
It
I would
have
like to do
depend
crime in
on
the
one's
update,
partner.
people shy.
What kind of flare felt the best?
Hold on.
Ooh, vibrating
I'm gonna.
flare.
Hold on.
Now I'm just.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I don't think that was an Onyx character. That was a. Would like to do Onyx crime. An update. And would like to have people to do crime with. Anyway. I have to decide which character to actually flesh out a backstory for. CC would be easy because we have the established lore of
Blew up
like
a
she's
cop
a
dressed as a
childhood
dog
friend
and
of
got the
Arthur
furry tag.
and all that. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't have
he
to
did
make a
that.
whole new character
would get you the
or like
anti-furry
actually like think about.
No, he was dressed up as a
Yo.
dog. Marty was.
Oh, Marty was.
Gotta run out of the
Yeah.
fucking
I used the cop
sandy lot, man. We need more circuit boards.
If the cop was dressed up as a furry.
Don't make him with it?
Yeah.
I don't care.
100% he would get the tag.
Make them a canine.
Heads up, Gareth let us know that he will not be around for Maze.
Great.
But still,
Who else can do Wardle?
yeah, welcome to the.
I can give it a second shot, but no promises.
Who else can do it? Anyone can do it?
I've never tried it, so I'm not putting my name in.
Oh right, I do
You just
be
post up.
I do be Slav squatting, don't I?
Yeah, V's like, I know that we have Maze Bank, but if Gareth stays awake, he's gonna say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and instead of a Maze Bank, we'll just be up on a hill with rattlesnakes and a gun. So let's not do that.
Nah, there's none in the city that come in the appropriate shade of pink, so I wouldn't dare.
But yeah, I don't know which character to pull out of the vault. It'll probably be Cece. Because I said to Demoke, I was like, I'm bringing Cece back, real and true, and then I fell off playing Cece because I just got so caught up in Veronica stuff on both servers that Cece got neglected again. She's like the redheaded stepchild, but V's the actual redhead between the two of them. Anyway. What are you looking at?
I don't know. I was gonna say something wildly out of context and then give you context, but so here we
Say
go.
the out of context thing.
V, I saw Liam Neeson wearing girls' underwear today.
Okay, now what's the context?
They're remaking the Naked Gun movie as a sequel. And his disguise was a little girl in a bank.
That why?
What even happened in the first Naked Gun for that to be a sequel thing?
I don't know. All I know is that I definitely saw a trailer where Liam Neeson is like doing a victory pose over the bad guys that he thwarted, and you just see like little girls' underwear with strawberries on them, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Those sound cute. I'd wear those. But also, you never told me what your persona is.
Oh. I was just as a dog.
Well, yeah, just because you're dressed as a dog doesn't mean it's like your main baseline persona.
That's true. I did give them the name Pebbles the Bad Dog, and that's only because I missed that fucker so much from like 8 years ago.
My favorite animal is a possum, so maybe I'd go for that.
Cute.
Everybody wants to hate on possums, but I think they're kind of cute.
They are.
They also help clear.
I'm sorry, Narius.
Oh god, they're
Not
doing
mean
the
to
Lord's work
offend
then.
you as a redhead.
They're good little
They're
nature
also
guys.
basically immune to rabies.
This might be the night that Veronica has to go on Maze, and I'm not looking forward to it.
So, Dream Team would be a pet possum and pet doggo of similar size.
I'm not looking forward to it.
I don't know about possums' temperaments, but they always look at the win-win situation.
V, did I ever tell you my blockbuster movie idea that I cooked up in jail?
No?
Okay. Brace yourself. Get ready for this. Imagine your typical action movie. It's going to star Henry Cavill. And, you know, it kind of does what it is. It really is just your most basic average action movie. There's a bad guy. He's trying to destroy the world. Henry Cavill's got to thwart it. There's a hot chick.
Who's the hot chick?
Mason, if
TBD.
Mason comes around,
Back
Faraday.
then we were saying
Wayne,
Gal Gadot, but
Marty,
now
James.
we might go a different direction. Who knows?
Okay, V might not have to go. We're good. V might not
Anyway,
have to
movie happens. It is totally normal until about halfway in the movie during a hotel chase scene. And Henry Cavill is chasing this dude down a hallway. The camera cuts to the corner that they round, and it's no longer Henry Cavill, it's Eugene Levy from American Pie.
Now, which one is that?
The big dude with the really bushy eyebrows. He was also on Schitt's Creek.
Oh.
And the movie just continues. Nobody acknowledges in the movie that Henry Cavill has now been replaced with Eugene Levy. And even the girl who is in love with Henry Cavill
so
makes
real.
love to Eugene Levy
I zoned out.
and can't tell the difference.
Tell the difference or doesn't care about the difference?
The fuck?
What?
What is? Hello?
What is this?
What is that?
All right, motherfuckers.
What
we
the
heard you're
fuck?
operating without a food license.
Irish, what the fuck is this?
We heard you're operating without a goddamn food license.
You don't know what a
What
food
is?
license
We're gonna
looks
need-
like. You
we're
can't
gonna need to
read.
see some papers.
That's
Perm.
okay. That's what's going on.
We're gonna need to see the papers in the perm.
Mercury, is that you?
I was
Also,
so
we're gonna need some.
confused.
We're gonna need some goddamn food with the PD discount, please.
There is no PD discount. We
There is
actually
no PD
upcharge
discount.
PD.
You really expect we're gonna give a PD discount?
We upcharge PD. Actually.
If anything, we'd charge you more.
This is what I got in my pocket.
This is actually kind of clever. I like that.
Wait, hang on. I can sweeten the deal.
You can sweeten the deal. What is this? All right, I'll take it. I'll pay for your fucking food.
Hell yeah.
You each get a combo.
Hey, Irish.
We each get a combo? Ew, I can't have this. It's legal work. If I cash that in,
Irish.
I'll fucking catch fire. What? This thing looks like a cop car. It's pretty good.
I was so confused when you pulled in. I'm not gonna lie.
When I do this with the lights and the hazards, then it looks more like a siren, you know, but it's very hard to drive while doing this.
Did use a police bike though. Where did that come from?
I want to know
It
where
was,
the fuck you got this.
It was across from the hospital. I've been looking for one of these for like 2 weeks. I got one 2 days ago. Paddy had a headache and we lost the bike. Mark had a headache, but I jumped out of the car and grabbed the bike before, you know, anything bad happened. I found it.
Brother,
and
you were going to get charged with impersonation, and I'm all here for it.
Hey, listen, we're not doing anything illegal, I don't think. Apart from
Uh-huh.
impersonating
Here's,
police
here's
officer
your food.
And
police
stealing the
equipment.
bike, but you know.
Just
Is Merc saying anything?
It says police.
It's definitely a police bike. Mark, you got a combo here. We're gonna keep our bellies full
Thank
if
you,
we're gonna be
thank you.
running from the law for the rest of the evening. Where's the nearest gas station?
Probably
Great
Great
Ocean
Ocean.
Highway.
We're gonna need to keep this thing topped up.
What?
Yeah, you're gonna have a
Alright,
fucking
we
night.
appreciate your donation to the call.
Yeah, no
We
problem.
look like cops. Are we like cop like?
You look
Yeah,
like
you-
mall cops.
Yeah.
We look like mall cops. Like, if you guys seen us running after you guys, should it be darker? Should we have like darker uniforms? Or-
No, you know what it is? You look like the cops from Hot Fuzz.
Oh, that's badass. The old Bill.
yeah, exactly.
All right, we got somebody that's legally parking up here, Mark. I'm gonna need you to get that siren up.
Yeah, go ahead. Go right ahead. I encourage this so much.
I can log on to it if you want.
I can do it. It'll just take me like maybe a minute.
What's up, Alice?
Fresh food.
Yeah, how much you want? How many
Remember, they
combos?
made it
Three
easy for
combos,
dumbasses like me.
I'm sorry, I couldn't
Yeah,
hear
do
you.
they make it easy enough for you to
Sirens.
disconnect from it so we don't get hacked?
3, I got
I didn't log on to it yesterday. That was Wally.
I think your parents are in town.
I'm just saying.
I know how to disconnect it. It's under the Wally app. Funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Faraday kind of told me about that, and if, okay, you saw it, right?
Yeah. They told me they weren't going to get scammed when I tried to ask them where they were. So.
Okay. Did it actually say senior?
Yeah, Martin Holiday Sr. and Muriel Holiday.
Okay. That's not possible.
Why is that not possible?
Because you're not a junior?
No, because that is my grandpa, and my grandpa has been dead since I was 16. So, I'm gonna have to kill a motherfucker.
So here's, I think, how that works. Like, if he dies, I think your dad just becomes senior, right? Is that how that works?
I don't think so, because like you have like John Smith the fourth and like John
My
Smith
mom
the
and
fifth.
dad died before my grandpa.
What was your grandma's name?
It was Muriel.
Okay, well, this was Martin and Muriel.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking lose it. If somebody legit stolen my dead grandparents' identities, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
That's crazy.
I will commit murder.
I mean, that's valid. I was trying to lure them out, so was Riley. So was Shang, actually. Shang was trying his best. I was like, if there's anyone in this city that can find a random person and lure them out convincingly, probably Shang. He's like, I'll just open the last stand and lure him there with the alcohol. Oh my god, please.
Oh, by the
turn
way,
this
I think
off.
you're getting a ticket.
He's about to. Oh no, it's gonna be fine because it's Merc. Merc's got the capital with Wade.
Okay.
That's Wade over there.
That's a lawful order. I've just asked you to get into the car. Are you disobeying a lawful order right now?
You said you asked me, and then it was a lawful order.
This
so,
thing
like,
is
which one is
crazy.
it?
I'm asking you nicely, but if you're going to disobey a lawful order, I'm going to have to call
Wait,
77.
can I come with you guys just to get away from the siren?
77's, Mark, I'm going to need you up here. 77's.
77.
If anything happens, shoot Irish, but leave Mark alone.
Got it.
I don't think anything's gonna happen, but.
What the fuck?
They fucking stole a police bike with the sirens.
I was so confused when they pulled into too much. I'm not gonna lie.
The same.
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
shoot them.
do they have fucking? I was about to say they have fucking Comet PD cars now, and then I saw the bike hanging out the side.
Fucking Merc. Kermie was around earlier. I called from Nana, and Nana goes, "You guys in Chumash?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" She's like, "Someone's at your door and wants to meet you or see you." I'm like, "Huh?" And I open it up, and Nana's standing there. There's Kermie on the other side. I'm like, "Oh."
Oh.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm way past my bedtime." And then Lane's like, "Why don't you come around more?" He's like, "I got nothing to do." I'm like, "Lane, none of us have anything to do.
Yeah.
There's nothing to live for."
Okay, that's a little bit of a dramatization.
Well, you have something to live for. I don't.
What the fuck? Go out there and find it.
That sounds so much work, man. I've already found it a few times, and they've all just fallen apart. I'm good.
Wade does not historically have good luck with that.
Nope. All the women I've ever loved in my life have left me, so.
It's really fucking depressing.
Maybe you gotta try men. Maybe you gotta find like a little.
No, I'm
femboy
not into
who
men.
just
I'm
lets you
into
top.
women. I love vagina.
Well, shit.
Why the fuck would I want to date a man? They're the worst.
Real and true.
You gotta find a man who thinks like a woman. So a femboy.
I'm good.
Nah, men ain't shit.
Hello.
Anyway.
Coming from one, yes, you're right.
No, nothing. Just I was gonna say hop in, but I have to go pick up something. Would you be interested in potentially being a substitute for Maze Bank tonight if your brain's not fucked up? Okay, we might get another body for it, so they'll probably be starting here in like the next 45 to an hour. Laying them while they're around. Cool. All right, picking up a laptop and then we'll be back to Chumash. Okay, bye. Allie'll be a sub in if we need her.
Hell yeah, she can do the pin crack. What the fuck is this?
Oh,
You can do
every
it. Yeah, that's a What's a tunnel driller, a borer, or whatever they're called. Score.
What the fuck? Well, Allie can do the pin crack then, right? I don't have to do that, and I can be a little button boy again. I'll press that button. Good.
We'll see who's around.
Crack.
Who's around who can do it.
I only like to have to go if absolutely necessary because I'm not mentally all there.
Okay.
I would like to get into the vault tonight again.
Yeah,
So
that would be nice.
Probably definitely not the night for me to go.
that's fine, guys. This week, when there's a Mace Bank, I'm not gonna be around for it, so people are gonna have to sub in for me.
Okay.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, just not in
Oh, I gotta wait.
the headspace for any kind of job to be so for real.
Understandable.
Like tomorrow, probably, but I didn't really sleep last night. So.
Nope, understandable.
We decided to sit on top of an electrical box.
Bold move.
This isn't a box, this is a shed.
It's still like got all the danger signs on it.
The only danger sign I can read from here is do not enter. It doesn't say do not sit on. Sounds like me with all my mental health issues, but hey, anyway.
You want Lottie entering you?
No, sitting on me.
You want Lottie sitting on you either?
No, I was about to say, fucking, I don't see a sign that says not to, but you probably shouldn't.
Dude, I could be the most mentally depressed person in the world. I got a pair of thighs on my face, I am completely fine. Or an ass covering my whole head. I am that cures depression.
It does, no, but the mental illness, that does not disappear.
That'll never disappear. But an ass makes it a little bit better.
It covers it up.
Just covers up the mental illness for a bit.
Yeah, it covers my face and the mental illness, yeah.
Yeah.
What's next
Triple
week,
cover
guys?
for me.
Or like a week and a half from now. Hold on. No, 2 weeks from now. I can tell time. 2 weeks from now.
There's some list of money.
Kiki's wedding. 2 weeks from today. We're definitely gonna be streaming it. That is going to be an Onyx heavy day. For sure. Because V's a bridesmaid. I feel bad because she hasn't really been present for like wedding planning stuff because NoPixel V has been kind of, you know, busy and stuff. But hey, I will say.
Oh, by the way, everyone going on this job is dressing up like Jason. Everyone's wearing
Oh,
overalls
Friday
and,
the
and,
13th.
and yeah, the hockey mask. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're doing it all. We're all doing it kitted up as Jason Voorhees.
Hell
We should
yeah.
probably go buy the job. I'd say. I'll check in with Wally and Lane and see where they're at. So if you want, James, go hack again. Get us on the net, and I'll let you know to buy it.
Well, I'll wait until you tell me to, because I don't want to be sitting on it unless I get hacked.
Yeah.
Or I walk out and forget. Oh, actually, I'll get on it and see if I can hack any sort of other people.
Hack some
'cause I
shit,
did
man.
that last night and got us some fucking buttons.
Yep, do that.
They
I'll
will
check in
get
with Wally
70
and Lane real
less.
quick.
Here.
I hate how after the sprint on this run, you run like leaning forward.
Thank you.
Yep.
I hate it. Whose fucking car is that? I forgot that we turned the music off a while ago.
It's a bit sultry.
Nino about it. Nino was like, you could take your dick and slap
Oh,
it on the
so
paper, and that's your
embarrassing.
signature.
That was
Like,
a
yeah,
wild
after you
thing to
sign
come
it.
up to.
Is Rumi the one that made the comment about the house?
No, it was Aaron Carter.
What you said she
Hold
didn't.
on.
You said she didn't date it 2025. Did she date
Yeah.
it like 25 or something like
No,
that?
no. She just dated it June 6th, and then that was it. She didn't put a year.
Oh my god. Okay.
And then she said that it was incomplete. And then she said also the other two people, like two other PDP members, didn't sign it. And we're like, what
This
do you
is
mean?
the
You offered
song.
it, you signed it. That's how it works. It doesn't matter if you didn't put the date
Yeah.
on it. You signed it. You're
This
literally,
is the song.
you know, you put your name
Specifically
on the thing.
for
Like that means that you're
a
okay.
particular line.
Like that's
Yeah,
legally
that's
binding.
your
You just need
that
the
is your
signature.
signature.
Just because you didn't put the date doesn't mean it's not legally binding.
God, are we gonna have to get fucking notaries in this city or what?
He's trying to fake
But
it.
afterwards, I think
James, I'm just
people
waiting
started
on
to
Wally's
ream them,
response.
like ream them about it, and then they just
Yeah.
were like, all right, we'll take the deal, I guess.
Yeah, because that's super fucked up.
Yeah, well, the thing is that they literally just basically had her admit guilt on a piece of paper.
And then we're
And
gonna
then
take it
pull it
back.
out, yeah.
No, she could have sued the shit out of them for that. They just wanted to. They were gonna try to use it as evidence in a trial. Is that what they were
But they're
planning to
gonna
do?
be
I
your
don't
wife
know.
or
But
smash
they're
her
gonna
bank
make it.
account.
Got something to work on.
And then they also, by the way,
Alright, bye, guys.
after the fact of them getting shit
Good seeing
for
you,
it,
yeah.
they pulled out on the part of how allowing her to be on house arrest because of her stuff. So they made her go up to prison. They agreed to have her go on house arrest for it, but yeah.
What, Marty?
The justice system never ceases to amaze me.
I don't even know if you want to call that the justice system right now. I think that's just the fucking cops.
Yeah.
They aren't really justice. They're just fragile egos with badges.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like so triggered yesterday. Like I
fucking
was just like so pissed.
Full right
Yeah,
dude.
like a lot of it's like fucking arguable, but that is
Yeah.
bullshit.
Well, that's the thing is, like,
there's no
if you
arguing
offer
that.
the deal and then she finally signs it after like a week, like, it's like just take the fucking deal. And then the worst part of it all was just like, fucking her life was basically put on pause for 2 months. She couldn't do shit, and she couldn't like even dress like herself. Like she literally just had to be a completely different person.
Hi, cops.
Don't we all?
No, most cops really love themselves.
Hey,
And then you have like your badge bunnies.
that's why 90% of them are chronically single. You know, just gotta be single.
I think most of them don't have enough personality to date, to be fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
What?
Okay, well.
We're
thank you
gonna
for
listen to
giving
this
me her
song again
number.
just because
Yeah,
it's
of
a
course.
vibe.
She
Sorry, all that shit happened.
yeah, she got her
I got
uh
someone too.
brain stuff done before she was sent up. So
Good.
Hopefully she's okay, but if she has a seizure in there and, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. Hopefully they let a fucking doctor in to deal with all of
She's
it.
a villain.
Well, it would have to be that EMS is okay to transport, and then DOC have to release her for X amount of time.
DOC usually aren't horrific.
Yeah. No, DOC is pretty good. It's just in the past, like the last time that it happened to her, they couldn't lift the hold themselves, or else they'd get like fired.
Tell me like those lines are
So
not
we had to
V
wait for
right
PD to come
now.
down, and it literally took them like 15, 20 minutes to
know?
come down.
Yeah.
Just hasn't decided
It was
yet.
just, yeah. Well, they were okay. I'll be very honest. They were talking about them getting shot, whatnot, and I get that, but it's just like, you know, like to a certain point, I was just like,
Ooh,
somebody's dying on the
actually
floor.
talk
You know what I
about
mean?
her
Like,
tarot card
in the
readings
prison
from the
on a
last 2
hold
weeks
that they
in
shouldn't
depth
be on in the
now.
first place. But you know,
But we're gonna listen to that again. just
Yeah, they don't
because
care about.
I just
They don't care about anything
semi-grayscale.
more
Her
than
husband
themselves.
cheated on
to
her
be
with
fair.
another member of the club.
I don't know.
I
don't
promised
know,
her I
have so
wouldn't
many-
shoot. Oh god.
That,
I was gonna say I just have so many
Faraday,
opinions about
I don't know where Faraday
fucking
went. She was standing over there.
police officers at this point.
But
You promised her you wouldn't shoot them.
Faraday
I
Murphy.
promised her I wouldn't shoot
I
Remy
say
Ironside because that's hers.
I think it's like he kissed her, and then
Like
I think you
there's
could
3
argue
cops I
that
can't
on an
shoot.
emotional level there
You
was
have to let
also
her do it.
something going.
Yeah, I have to let her
you know,
do it when
something
she's-
there.
That's fair.
Because if I kill them,
Mason,
then she's
we
gonna
had
be
a
mad.
lengthy chat last night about everything. He came clean, and
I
told
don't
her.
know. I would probably just shoot them, so no one else has to suffer.
Some of these motherfuckers eat lead and then they spit it out and they're good. So you know, this is how the city is. You know, our doctors are really great.
Yeah, we have
good,
both
but-
the best and worst doctors, I think.
Yeah. It's a fucking roll of the dice, basically, you know, or a coin flip.
Yeah, like when TJ died and they tried defibrillating, defibbing his
Yeah.
brain
They tried to defib his brain.
to
What?
restore brain activity or something. Yeah.
What?
That is actually.
Wouldn't that
yep,
just
that's
fry his
happened.
brain?
Who
Wouldn't that
knows?
just fry his brain though?
Luckily, he already didn't have brain activity, so I'm not sure anyone knows. He had some brain activity. I think it was minimal, and they were trying to like in their thoughts they were like jump starting
if it
his
counts for
brain the
something, I'll
same
just
way
steal
you
14
jump start
bucks
a heart
off someone, and
or
that was it.
something. I don't know. Like trying to force the nerves to.
I am
I'm still waiting on
and
Wally, so
stream
you can just
soon.
disconnect for now.
to work. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
did.
I do know that doctor got shot by ADMC.
I was just doing some PC hacking in the
I'm
meanwhile
gonna go
while we
down
were waiting
on
on
the
Wally
pier
to
for
say
just
if
a
he's
few.
gonna be around for the maze bank or not.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about V's tarot card readings from the last couple weeks.
He's not around. What's the move?
And then
We're gonna
probably
figure that
end
out.
stream.
Current move is your job fit is overalls and a hockey mask. We're dressing like Jason today.
Hell yeah.
So go make your fits. Even if you're not coming on this job, make your fit because if we don't do Maze Bank, we're gonna do a cashier or some shit tonight.
So I will say, V had the 3 of Swords in her reading this week. So this week's you had 6 of Coins in reverse, which was, this is like per arena. Okay, let's mute this. Symbolic of extortion, gullibility, and greed. Opposite meaning of love, feeling taken advantage of. Key phrases: abuse of generosity. People are taking advantage of your good nature and maybe finding ways to keep you in a certain position via a certain type of dynamic. Problem: the sun. Difficulty with feeling happy, like you're finding success. Struggling to come to terms with being in a good place. Hidden influence, 10 of Cups. There are good things happening, but you need to mentally accept it. You still have something. What is behind you? 5 of Coins. Feeling of isolation, like being alone, not having anybody actually in your corner. Focus. 3 of Cups. Friendship and camaraderie. Your focus is on the people that are basically around you. Potential future. 3 of Swords. Heartbreak and separation. The breakup card extends more than just a relationship being broken up. The act of having your heart broken someone doing something that hurt you, someone you care about, in its own way, sadness, grief, upset, trauma. So, with the Three of Swords popping up, V and Reina kind of were both on the same page of like, it doesn't, within the context of the reading, it didn't feel like it was a breakup. It definitely felt like hurt and betrayal almost. Attitude, the Hierophant, moral compass, guiding people into a certain direction to teach them expectations, things that they should be working towards. High, Chaplain, environment, justice, compromise in some kind of balance, karma, figuring out which way things are going to go, how these wrongs will be righted. Don't want to say vengeful vibe, but you are someone trying to figure out how to keep life in check. The advice card, Ace of Wands in reverse, delays, bad news, wasted talent. Definitely have a lot of potential, but need to get out of your own head. And then the Lovers, and I take brief notes, so there was more to it than this. The most romantic card, but true essence is choice. What we accept for ourselves, more confidence in yourself, balancing force, boils down to your personal choice. And a lot of that kind of informed how Veronica approached that conversation. The relationship reading, person 1, who they determined was probably Mason, was the Chariot. Person 2, 7 of Coins, definitely Veronica, more cautious, sacrifice investment. Is it going to be worth it? And the commonality was 5 of Cups, guilt, sorrow, remorse, regret, united in their grief. Something between the two that makes them wish they'd done something differently. One doesn't think about the consequences. And we all know who didn't think about consequences. Smile. So that brings us to last week. The reading that I super duper meta guarded this was for the week of June 5th. The current situation was Hermit, lots of introspection, where priorities are, and all those sorts of things. The challenge was the Page of Swords, struggling with energy, lately, curiosity, feeling of boredom, not sure what to do. Hidden influence was 2 of Coins, multitasking, pairs with the Hermit, figuring out priorities, how you're going to figure out where the balance is. Feels like things are in disarray, which she was definitely feeling last week. The past was Temperance. Focus was 4 of Wands, focused on marriage, small joys that we have to celebrate, passion. Ahead, 6 of Cups. Nostalgia, rose-colored glasses, too caught up in old memories and old feelings. Attitude, judgment, something larger is looming and you need to make a choice. What you choose to do going forward. And mind you, this was last week. 2 of Wands, for the environment. People are getting ready for the future. Up to you to find your own way of getting decisive. Advice, 5 of Cups. Guilt, regret, remorse. Whatever choice you make, you need to stand by them. Guilt and remorse won't be helpful. And the outcome last week was the 10 of Swords. Backstabbing, betrayal, bitterness caused by the potential for a severed relationship going forward. What was crazy was the relationship reading last week, because the 5 of Cups showed up for person 1, experiencing guilt, regret, remorse, feeling awful about what they did. Person 2, Ace of Wands, renewed sense of passion themselves, second wind, new energy. And then the commonality was the 8 of Coins, which was determination, commitment, the long haul. The slaw in the middle of a project that needs completing, in spite of the feelings, ultimately, it's commitment that keeps them moving forward. So, there's that. And on that note, I'm getting out of here. 1, because I'm not feeling 100%. 2, I'm probably going to go nap at some point. So I'm going to send you guys to summer for the Maze Bank. And I will see you guys next stream. We're about to be in the summertime, so more streams.